We had a great call. It lasted almost 2 hours. Talked about a lot of things and toward getting it to peace. And we talked about other things also.
Presidents Trump and Putin may have agreed on the need for peace, but it's the Ukrainian president who's agreed to Mr. Trump's 30-day ceasefire, not the Russian president.
Now we have moved beyond the economic minerals deal. We are at a place of peace. We're at a partial ceasefire, and we're moving towards a full ceasefire and a long-standing peace in this conflict.
Partial ceasefire is a stretch. Fighting is still raging.
Mr. Putin made minor concessions, such as taking a breather from targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure.
The White House also claimed progress on conflict resolution in the Black Sea.
One of the things we are doing is signing a deal very shortly with respect to rare earths with Ukraine.
The day after the call with Mr. Putin, Mr. Trump spoke with Mr. Zelensky, after which the White House press secretary issued a statement from both the Secretary of State and the National Security Advisor.
Did the issue of aid come up in the phone call, Mike?
It did not.
It did not. So the Kremlin is wrong.
It included a section on what could be the move beyond the economic minerals deal Ms. Levitt referenced earlier.
President Trump also discussed Ukraine's electrical supply and nuclear power plants. He said that the United States could be very helpful in running those plants with its electricity and utility expertise. American ownership of those plants would be the best protection for that infrastructure and support for Ukrainian energy infrastructure.
Yes, negotiations are underway, but it's clear the Kremlin is demanding major concessions for even a short-term ceasefire, let alone a broader peace deal.
A Russian readout of the conversation said that key conditions should include the complete cessation of foreign military aid. It also calls for an end to intelligence sharing with Ukraine.
These are two big, gigantic pieces of leverage for President Trump. I don't think he wants to bargain them away at this early stage here.
Mr. Putin also wants Ukraine cut out of negotiations. He also wants sanctions relief.
What he's expecting, and I don't think he's going to get it, but he wants President Trump to help him up off the mat because he's put himself and he's put his country in an extremely weak position.
No, he didn't. We didn't talk about aid, actually. We didn't talk about aid at all. We talked about a lot of things, but aid was never discussed.
It's a good sign that Mr. Trump didn't concede to Mr. Putin's demands in the phone call. But the Russian dictator will play rough. He knows he can sustain more losses on the battlefield and that Mr. Trump has promised voters he'll deliver peace.
I think we've got to apply leverage against Putin. You know, what he does is, this is the same strategy we've seen before. And he's quite good at it, frankly. You know, this is a guy that is a convincing liar, and he talks nice and plays tough.
Speaking on Face the Nation, Senator Lindsey Graham said that if Mr. Putin declines to accept a ceasefire on the same terms as Ukraine, he'd advise the president to go back to maximum pressure.
I have legislation that will overwhelmingly pass the United States Senate that will crush the Russian economy, and I'm willing to move forward if I have to.
The larger worry is that Mr. Trump is struggling to see Mr. Putin for the aggressor he is, one that previous presidents have failed to tame via talks.
They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt.
The White House even heralded the possibility of working with Russia in the Middle East, where Mr. Putin has spent a decade as a force for instability.
The Houthis are pirates who have commandeered an entire country.
Mr. Trump is bombing Yemen's Houthi terrorists who've held global shipping hostage and shot at U.S. Navy ships with impunity.
Up to this point, there's about 174 attacks on American naval ships.
And who has helped hand the Houthis the intel to target ships? Russia. Same too when it comes to providing trainer aircraft to Iran in return for drones. For all the noise of negotiations, what matters are the terms of a peace deal.
Mr. Trump needs to keep in mind that roughly 7 in 10 Americans wanted out of Afghanistan in 2021. President Biden thought he'd be a hero for wrapping up that war. We know how that turned out.
What we want to avoid here at the end is a headline that says Russia wins and America loses.